Hello guys, welcome to the video. Hope you all are well. Today's video guys for the Necromancer class for the Shadow Lord Summoner build guys version 2. Sorry it's so late, I've just been leveling up like crazy, trying to get the Paragon points unlocked, trying to get the gear together and all that, just making it better. So this is version 2 guys, so it's a full Shadow Summoner build guys. And control the battlefield, man, with ease. My god, that graphic looks sexy, doesn't it? Well, then, guys, so let's get straight into it. Okay, straight into the abilities, guys. Let's get into the skill tree first. Let's quickly do this. Also, guys, in the description of this video is a build guide link, so you guys can go straight to that as well, rather than hear me prattle on for ages. But if you want to listen, that's great, because rotations, stuff like that. Well, then, guys, so you need to put 2 points in basic. It doesn't matter what you do, because it doesn't go into your bar anyway. Then come down here to core, and you just want to have 1 point in blight, guys. That's all you want. Just 1 point in blight. Here for the slow, and here to make you and your minions do more damage, okay? And you see we're not buffing this. We're just using blight to basically proc the shadow blight passive, basically, okay? So yeah, just take 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Then max out Hued Flesh. This creates corpses for you, especially at bosses. So the more corpses you have, guys, the more detonations you can do, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, the corp explosion now. Shadow Corp Explosion no longer goes completely black now. It's fixed and it works, guys. I've tested it. It's great. Yes. So you and your friends now can actually see what they're doing and don't die to explosions. So guys, max out Corp Explosion. You want as much plus the skills as you can. They go to here for the radius, and here, guys, for 2 blighted Corp Explosion. Corp Explosion becomes a darkness skill, and instead of exploding, release a vile DOT basically over 6 seconds. Okay, I've got 154% shadow damage now. And while this is ticking, guys, it procs lucky hit procs, generates corpses, stuns, freezes, everything. Okay, we'll go over that in just a sec. So yeah, max this out. Then, guys, you want 3 points in Blood Mist, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, Blood Mist. Because we're using the aspect on a helmet, we can actually detonate corpses automatically as well, while you're indestructible, which is great. And we can reset the cooldown of Blood Mist super quickly using Decrepify. We'll go over that in just a sec. And also, Decrepify will go on our tendrils as well, which is great. So this heals you and leaves a corpse as well. So you can always generate a corpse with this as well, which is great. So guys, like I said, max out your Corp Explosion, go up here to the DOT one, max out Skeletal Warrior Marshal. This is a pet build as well, so you want your pets to be living, hopefully, and doing some nice damage. Then, guys, Grim Harvest gives you power as you're blowing up corpses, which is really good. And then, guys, Fueled by Death for the damage bonus, where you're doing corpses as well. Down here, guys, now we've added Decrepify. Yes, the Golem's gone. You can still use the Golem, but you won't be able to use the Decrepify, basically. Golem is really good for the taunt and all that, but we've sacrificed him for a CHD bonus. Why in a DOT build when DOTs can't do crit? Well, it turns out that the Shadow Blight passive can actually crit, which is very interesting. It can use vulnerable damage, like CHD, and etc, etc. That's why we've got rid of the Golem, to buff this, basically. But you can use it if you still want to. Just drop this and just pop in the Golem if you want to. But the gameplay flow, guys, with the Decrepify is much better, because you can slow straight away, and also make the mobs do less damage to you as well. 20% is amazing for 9 Essence. Just go click, 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 and everything's debuffed and slowed. You can run and everything. It's great. It's great. Okay, they go here, guys. So also lucky hit, chance to stun as well, which is nuts. So you got a chance to stun as well, guys, on lucky hit. And then right here, guys, look, lucky hit again. 50% chance to reduce your cooldowns by 1 second. So powerful with Corp Explosion ticking. That lucky pot, guys, that lucky crit man all the time. It's really, really good. Plus your pets are proccing this as well, so it's nuts. Then, guys, here, Skeletal Mage Marshal, max out this for your pets so they don't die and do more DPS. Then, like I said, guys, Tendrils is so good, okay? So it pulls all the mobs in from a corpse, does a stun, okay? Then it slows them. We've got a slow from Shadow Blight anyway here as well, so we've got a slow there as well. And then, guys, it makes mobs vulnerable for 3 seconds as well, okay? Which is really good. We're using the aspect on our ring. We'll go over that in a sec for the more damage. So while they're vulnerable, and this ticks, it'll make the damage go through the roof. It makes it go much, much. I've actually seen, like, about 400 to 500k crits now, just from this, which is nuts. And my gear's not that good. My weapon's like 9 levels lower than it should be right now. So it's a really good way of making this hit really hard, guys, you know. Because the general DOTs can't crit, but this can. It's like a little nuke. It's really, really cool. Well, so yeah, guys, this hits slow, vulnerable, stun, or fear. And across the carapace gives you fortification, so you take less damage. So as your pets are forming corpses, you're forming corpses from killing monsters, and of course, the good good old course explosion, guys, as well. You get a lot of corpses. Then go 1 point, guys, Reaper's Suit for the movement speed. Max out Gloom, because it gives you a huge damage buff. And also max out Terror as well. Gives you tons of damage. And I've actually maxed out Crippling Darkness, because now I get a 3.3 second stun from all the darkness skills, which is awesome. It's really, really nice. So, yeah, definitely max that out. It's great, man. So you guys get your power recharge from Grip Harvest as well, by the way, as you explode them. Right then, guys, so come down here, and you want to max out Inspiring Leader. After you've been healthy for at least 4 seconds, you and your minions gain 12% attack speed. So it's you as well, which is great. So you can corpse explode even faster. And also your pets will be forming corpses from the Reapers as well. Then, guys, because it's a pet build, you must have Death's Defense, because without this, all your pets will die in 1 hit. It would now take 4 hits for them to die. But if any of them die, guys, you can resummon them easy peasy, because you literally got unlimited corpses. It's great. And then, guys, of course, the passive. Okay, Shadow damage infects enemies with Shadow Blight for 2 seconds. You and your minions deal 10% bonus damage to enemies within Shadow Blight. Every 10th time an enemy receives shadow damage from you and your minions while they're affected by Shadow Blight, they're taking an additional 22% shadow damage currently. And like I said, right now, this can actually crit and use CHD and vulnerable damage, etc. So that's the base skills. Right, so let's go over to... We'll go to the Paragon tree next time we do gear, then a run. Right then, guys, Paragon tree. Again, in the description of this video, there's a stat guide, so you can go straight to that, okay? Right then, guys, so I've picked up all this good stuff here, all the extra damage, all the armor, resistance, and all that's really good. So just come up this way here. And straight into this glyph here, guys. Shadow damage, darkness, of course, because we're a darkness spec. Okay, for every 5 willpower purchased within range, you gain basically 9.9% increased shadow damage. And whenever you and your minions deal shadow damage to an enemy, that enemy deals 2% reduced damage, up to 10% for 5 seconds. Also, you can get that roll in your gear as well, which is really handy. So, yeah, massive shadow damage buff for any willpower in range. So grab it. Once you leveled up the glyph here to level 15, then, yeah, just take all the willpower nodes and the shadow damage go through the roof, okay? I've come up here as well to get the extra armor. Can't leave this armor, guys, it's too good. And of course the extra damage here as well. Most of these nodes I've taken because they're just so great. Then second tree, guys, I come up here into Cult Leader, okay? Now, I'm currently working my way towards this at the moment because I've just did a few more Paragon levels, guys. I'm almost there. And this gives us extra damage to our pets, okay? Now, we get 30% of this on this current setup because I'm not using the Golem anymore. But like I said, you can just put the Golem instead of the Decrepify if you want to. But honestly, I think the Decrepify setup is better. Okay, so yeah, get the pet bonus there. So I'll come into this tree here, and we've gone to this glyph here, guys. And of course, we are using Dead Razor, baby. Okay, Paragon nodes within range gain a bonus to their minion damage and damage modifiers. Also gives us a damage buff for us pets as well, guys, and ourselves as well. 12% for 10 seconds as well. So yeah, just level this up to level 15. The radius gets bigger, and then you can bonus all these extra minion damage stuff, guys, and more importantly, the extra damage reduction of your pets as well. Without this, your pets will die all the time. So get this leveled up as soon as you can. Otherwise, dead pets are not doing anything for you. Right, so yeah, we'll go up to the Cult Leader and grab that eventually once we've got enough points, almost there. And then we've gone up here, guys, into the next Paragon board number 3, which is Wither. Okay, Wither is fantastic for this build. Your shadow damage over time effects have a 5% chance to deal 50% bonus damage each time they deal damage. This chance is increased by 1%, and a bonus damage is increased by 2.5% for each 50 willpower you have. So the more willpower you have, the more that's going to rock out, which is great. So I come in this way here. I've grabbed these nodes here as well for the extra maximum life, because life is king in this game especially. I've come down here, I've unlocked it. Then I've come over here now to the right, and we've quickly grabbed Lingering Shadows with tons of shadow damage here as well. Then we've gone up to here, guys, to the next glyph, okay, which is Control. Okay, now we have a lot of control of this, so as soon as we CC anything, slow, freeze, stun, it's going to proc this and make you do a huge amount of damage to crowd-controlled enemies. And also, you and your minions deal 10% increased damage to slowed or chilled, or if they're frozen, guys, or stunned, we do 20% on top as well. So this thing is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Love it. So yeah, just grab the intel right and stuff in range, guys. Get up to level 15. Grab the intel bonus and watch the damage skyrocket. Definitely grab this as well. Malediction for shadow damage as well. All these lovely blue nodes here for all the extra shadow damage. Really good. Then, guys, I went over this way here. I didn't bother with the shadow resistance. I just didn't think it was worth it. Then I went over this way here and I went down. And I managed to get the damage affected by shadow over time. Then extra elite damage, guys, is so useful, man. There's 8% elite there and elite here. And of course on the main one there as well, there's 16%. I just need a little bit more dex and I get an extra 10% there as well. So grab this as well. Then come up here, guys, to the very last board. I'm just near the last few levels now, and a bit of renown grind to unlock the very last glyph. So I've decided to come up this way, because this way here wasn't that great. This side here, guys, we've got damage to injured enemies and crit strike damage. Now, like I said earlier, the passive, key light passive, is actually critting. Okay, you can take advantage of that, so I've grabbed that. So we will be grabbing this as well on top to get a bit more CHD, which is good. Then I'll come over here, guys, to the legendary node called Flesh Eater. Consuming 5 corpses grants us an extra 40% increased damage for 6 seconds. Perfect! Absolutely perfect. So there's 2 ways to go now. We can either go this way here to the glyph or this way. Now, this way is not that great. There's a bit of resistance. Nothing good. If it was armor, I might have changed my mind. But this side here, guys, look. Damage to elites again. It's only elites, man, that can survive any time, any duration against this build. Trash would kill pretty much straight away. So elite damage here, and again, guys, look, 60% elite damage now. Lovely. So I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to go to the very final glyph, guys. The final one I'm going to use is Exploit. Absolutely love this thing. For every 5 decks you buy within range, you deal 3.2% increased damage to vulnerable. These are things I do level 16 at the moment. And did damage to vulnerable enemy increases your damage by 1% up to 6 seconds, up to 10. Okay, so once you've got this leveled out, taking all the extra nodes and all that, it's going to make the passive hit really, really hard when we proc all that shadow damage. Lovely! Well then, guys, so let's go over to the Book of the Dead next, okay? So, Skeletal Warriors, guys, Reapers, they're basically forming corpses for us, which is great. So, Corp Exploder, really good. Cold Mages, guys, they freeze and slow all the time, which is great. If you ever need power, to be honest though, you should be fine because your corp exploding all the time and you're proccing the extra essence from doing that. But if you do need power, you can do it there. But I like to use this one here, okay? So enemies are frozen by your mages, basically. It makes them vulnerable for 4 seconds, okay? And that will help you tick your Shadowbite key passive even higher. It's good. Like I said earlier, guys, we've actually sacrificed the Golem. I know, I love the big guy. I love the big guy, man. But if we sacrifice the Iron Golem, we can get an extra 30% increased critical strike damage as well to make out the Keylight passive, Shadowbite passive proc even harder, which is really, really nice. Like I said, you can just use this, man. Instead, it means losing all the cooldown from the Crepify, which kind of sucks. Right then, guys, last thing to do is gear, and we'll show it in action. Okay, guys, on my helmet, we're using the Blood Misses triggers Corp Explosion, and it gives you CDRs, okay? So, you can literally just cast this, and you're automatically, as you see, consuming corpses. It always leaves you one behind as well, man. So, you know, you can do your tendril rotation as well if you want to. Suck them away and do all that crazy damage. Because tendrils is great, because you can get everything into one spot. You know, it's going to wreck everything. It's going to tick super hard. Lovely. So yeah, I've gone for maximum life. I would prefer armor on this helmet and cooldown reduction, but biggest can't be choosers. That's what I've got so far. Went for a red gem for an extra HP. In the chest, guys, I've gone topazes for damage reduction while you're controlled impaired. So if you're slowed, stunned, frozen, etc., it will save you. In my chest plate, guys, I've got the blizzard for my mages, which basically freezes the whole screen, which is absolutely fantastic. If you find that you're dying for some reason, you can change this aspect over to a barrier, okay? A barrier absorbs up to X, okay, instead. Because remember, the mages will still freeze anyway, naturally, but the blizzard thing is very cool. Pardon the pun. And so, yeah, in chestplate, guys, go Shadow, Maximum Life, Armor, and Debuff from Shadow damage, which is really good. Gloves, guys, unique gloves, man. The Howl from Below. I absolutely love these gloves. I actually farmed 2 at the same time yesterday, which was nuts, which allowed me to do this update video, which was great. These gloves are fantastic. They give you lucky hit chance, corpse skill attack speed as well, which is great. Lucky hit chance to stun, and also lucky hit chance to fear. So you have an enormous amount of control over the battlefield using these gloves. And also gives you extra corpse explosion damage, and makes the corpses come off the floor, guys, and chase the enemies, which is so good. If you don't have a pair of these, guys, just use these gloves instead, and use Blood Mist, leaves a trail that lasts 4 seconds and deals basically shadow damage. Okay, so if your Blood Mist is dealing shadow damage, it's going to help proc the Shadow Blight passive even more. Okay, so just use that until you eventually get your Howl from Below. Or you could just use that if you want to. I just really like the pets just running around on the screen, chasing the enemies down. It's really good. And they also the lucky hit chances. Amazing. Pants, guys, of course, armor aspect pants as usual. So as we're doing DPS, which we're doing all the time, it's gives us a massive armor stack. And the more armor we have, 30% that goes to our pets, which will keep them alive. So that's super important. Corp explosion on the pants, guys. Armor's great. I'm just missing life and damage reduction while injured on my pants right now. Damage reduction on injured guys is a stat I highly recommend, especially having 2 rolls. Try to get a roll in your boots and your legs if you can, so that way you just don't get one shot. You can react to like a really big DPS, like a big charge or something. Love that stat, so good. So yeah, that's what we're using there. Corp explosion, guys, so we've got extra damage there, is good. So my boots, guys, we are using maximum mages. So we've got 5 mages, freezing absolutely everything, which is so good, making things vulnerable. It's really good. And guys, I can't stress enough, please make sure you have movement speed on your boots and your amulet. Okay, Necro is a very slow character, but once you've got 2 movement speed rolls, look, oh, it's so much better. Yeah, it's so much better. Don't be wrong, it's not like a barbarian or druid or anything like that, but a rogue, but that is so much better. It's such a nice quality of life thing, because mobility just lets you get out of bad situations. It lets you farm faster as well. Okay, so yeah, damage reduction while you're injured is great. Movement speed, I've got essence cost reduction at the moment, which is quite nice. 15 tool stats, lovely. Right, guys, weapon. Now, this is the big thing, okay? So I'm using Bloodless Scream. Bloodless Scream is perfect for this build because it gives you darkness damage, massive darkness damage, damage to chill damage, which we're doing all the time, also damage to frozen enemies, a big cold resist, and also it makes all of our darkness skills chill. So basically, all of our darkness skills can freeze, which is insane. And also, it gives you power back as well from frozen enemies, which is really good. But there's another weapon called Black River. I don't have one yet. I'll be trying to farm it like crazy. I can't seem to get it yet. But Black River can detonate corpses like 4 or 5 at the same time. Then he lets you use an offhand as well for another aspect. You could have like a barrier or something like that, or maybe the Shadow Trail or something like that, you know. So, yeah, Black River, man. I haven't got one yet, but it looks great because it gives you corp explosion damage as well. So you can use Black River, you can use Bloodless Scream, or you could just use a normal weapon, guys. You know, stacking damage, that's going to work on this build, like CHD, vulnerable, things like that. Damage to stun, things like that, that would work as well. I'm currently using damage over time gems in my weapon, but what I should really be using is actually using the green gems, guys. Damage to vulnerable, really. But it's up to you. It depends if you want your base COD to tick a little bit stronger against like the weaker trash and that. Use purples. You want more spike DPS when Shadow Blight procs, use green. Okay? Right, guys, jewelry. Okay, man, so always use skulls because skulls are king for armor. Okay, so imprinted here, up to 180% increased damage for 6 seconds after Shadow Blight, key passive, damages enemies 10 times. Okay, as soon as you proc 10 times, which happens very quickly, you get a huge damage buff. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely not. Still not found an enemy better than this one actually yet, because it just rolls so good with that green passive. Ring, guys, each time Shadow Blight key passive deals damage to enemies, increases the next Shadow Blight's damage within 10 seconds up to 40%, and this stacks up to 5 times. Yikes. Well, no, it's good. Then, guys, last one of these guys is the Corpse Tendril Ring, okay? Gain up to 20% crit strike chance, and CHD when mobs are basically damaged by tendrils, and that makes your Shadow Blight passive crit. And that's so you can get that big damage lump. If you want to balance it out a little bit, guys, between shadow damage and pets, you can use the Ring of Mendelin. I've actually found 3 of these now. This is my best one so far. So you can change this out for Ring of Mendelin if you want to. So your pets are proccing the big explosion, okay, from your lucky chance from your gloves, which is really nice. But if you want more burst DPS, I do think the tendrils is overall probably better. But it's just that option there if you want to give it a go. And there you go, guys. So let's do a quick running action. Let me pop a little pot. What have we got? CHD pot. There you go. That'd be nice. Right. By the way, I've done about level 50, 55 so far with this build. But unfortunately, this weapon's only level 81. I'm 90, so. But I'm still getting some good crits with it. Alright, guys. Rotation. Really easy. I'm going to Decrepify first. Decrepify, Blight. Okay. And once you've got a body, you just Corp Explode. There you go. Corp Explode, Corp Explode, Corp Explode. And as stuff dies, look, Tendrils is already backed up already. Okay, so you can reset your cooldown super quick, especially in larger packs. Love this dungeon, man, because you just get so much gold out of it. So, yeah. Boom, boom. There's the Tendrils. Corp Explode. Boom, 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 boom. They just die. And they just die. A few of my pets died, no problem. Got infinite corpses, and then we go again. There you go, let's go over here. Well, there's, we can make some mobs spawn here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. To be honest, you don't have to do the full rotation for everything. You don't have to be honest. Look, we can literally just hold that Corp Explosion here. And it's wrecking everything. So boom, boom. Suck him in. He's sucked in. Oh, he's CC'd me a little bit there. My tendril's back up again, which is great. This guy keeps CCing me. Stop CCing me, bro. There you go. Ah, look. Oh my god, he's deleted. He's deleted, man. It's so good. Let's just go find some more mobs to try that again. It was good. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately the weapon I've got is quite low level. It's only an 81. It kind of sucks. Well, it does suck, but, you know, it's what I've got at the moment. There you go, so done the double thing. Also, we can do Blood Mist as well, guys. That's just to auto-cast it. Be complete indestructible. And he's dead. It's good, isn't it, man? Like, well, I love using this build for Helltide as well. You can just run around, just CC the whole map, and just watch all the corpses just, you know, run around. Run around. And just wreck. Oh, he's in that hit there, guys. Look. Big hit there on that dude there. Yeah, guys, thanks again for all the support on the channel. The last Shadow Lord Darkness Summoner build just had over 100,000 views. Thank you very much for that. That's an incredible milestone, man, for a build. Only put out like about a week or so ago. Thank you very, very much. I have a few blights and Corpse Explosion. We can just do Blood Mist, they'll auto do it while we're completely indestructible. When everything dies, it's proccing this cooldown, and Blood Mist is almost back up already. Any of our pets there, just quickly recast. That recharges that power as well. Easy. We break this barrier code here. It's going to proc some guys, so cooldown, cooldown, cooldown. Couple of blights. Suck them all in. Corpse Explosion. Win. It's good. Let's do it again. Boom, boom. Suck them in, dudes! Boom! It's good, man. Boom, boom, boom. So good. Lovely. Let's do one more pull, guys. One more pull. One more pull. Let's go. One more pull. Just one more. Okay, get some bros here, man. So curse him, curse him. Bit of blight. Get the pull blights going. Looking for a corpse. There's a corpse, guys. There's a corpse. There you go. Then Blood Mist. Indestructible. It's detonate the corpses for us. And they're dead. Easy, man. It feels a bit cheesy though, because, like, you know, I'm indestructible, you know, and as everything's exploding, it's proccing the cooldowns from Decrepify to reset Tendrils and Blood Mist. It's really, really good. And there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe for more Diablo content. Build guide in the description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more. Enjoy. Woo!